My name is April, and I am an only child. I grew up in an alcoholic home. My father was the drinker, and my mom was the crazy Al-Anon codependent woman. Growing up in that environment as, a little girl and being the only one in the family or the only child, it was very scary. At an early age, I developed a strong dislike for alcohol. I swore up and down I was never going to drink, and then I had my very first drink at the age of 13. At the time, I thought nothing of it, certainly, but looking back now, I was just a baby, and I didn't necessarily like the taste of the alcohol, but I liked the way it made me feel. It kind of made me forget about all the stuff that was going on at home, and I didn't get hammered, I guess, if you will, that first time, but I got just enough of a buzz to where I knew I wanted to do it again. And I did, and it wasn't long before I wanted to try whatever else you had. I started using drugs intravenously at the age of 17, and that took me down hard and fast. I was a bag of bones, my skin was gray. It's a miracle that I lived through this. And that's what makes me so grateful for my sobriety, as living that life and then getting to live the life that I live today. After years of fighting and struggling and trying to manage and control, because I didn't want to quit. I'm like, that's not my problem. I had a job, a husband, a couple of dogs, and, a car in the garage. So I thought, I'm not an alcoholic, and I didn't want to be. I didn't want to give it up. It was working for me until it wasn't anymore. I really hated who I had become. The next day I went to work, and I went into my boss's office and told her that I had a problem with drugs and alcohol and that I needed help. And she graciously got on the phone and started making phone calls and talked to a couple different places, one of those of which was Hoag Hospital. She felt really comfortable with the person that she spoke with on the phone, and she goes, "This is the place that you need to be." I checked myself into the facility, and when I was visiting with the doctor, I had already decided that I didn't belong here. I was comparing myself to others, and I felt that I was different, but yet, of course, I wasn't. And I said to the doctor, I'm like, "Have you seen these people?" And looking back, I'm sure if we pulled my photo, I'm sure I was a hot mess. I'm glad that I stayed. So don't buy into the nonsense that your head is going to tell you, because that's part of the disease of alcoholism and drug addiction, is it tells you that you don't have it. Do yourself a favor and stick around, and know that you don't have to do it alone. The one thing is, this is where I get really emotional too, is that I've become my own friend. I couldn't hardly look at myself in the mirror. I couldn't stand who I had become, and it's not like that today. And so I'm never really alone.